Okay, welcome guys to today's series. Today is day 8, right? And we'll continue adding. We'll continue where we stopped from day 7, right? And which includes adding the node events, right, to the nodes that we created on the back end, and we're trying to get them to the front end. So what we did yesterday was, just to recap on what we did yesterday, is we tried to deal with the adding of nodes and new edges, right? And we're having problem with the positioning, but with this video we won't really be focusing on that, right? We won't be focusing on that. We're just going to go ahead, with what we have, and I can just make the node movable so that we'll be able to like move the nodes around and see what nodes are created and continue with that. And we can always come back to fixing the positioning of the nodes so we don't waste too much time trying to figure out that. And there might be possibility that we will be changing the state management that we're using, or we might be using the state management system with React hooks. Sorry, with context, React context, which I still need to look more into. So yeah, so let's get started. So I'm gonna run this npm on dev, and I'm just gonna keep the convex as it is. Right. So what do we do in this case? So one thing is we need to start by posting. I haven't made any post today, so I need to make post on LinkedIn, and like that's pretty simple. I have the post already, right? And yeah, so okay, so let's make the post. So I'm gonna go to LinkedIn, and yeah, and LinkedIn seems to be getting a bit of more traction than Twitter. I'm not so active on Twitter. I don't really know how to post, just doing my thing, we're trying to grow the YouTube channel, at the same time grow LinkedIn, grow Twitter, and my plan this year, right, is to get to 10K a month. I mean, let me say my plan this year is first to get to 5K a month, then 10K a month, right? So let me post on X as well. I'm making plans on those on that, really. So let's just and this is not gonna stay, so it's Twitter after all. So let's post. Okay, so I've made our post and it seems to be doing great. Now let's get started. So I'm going to open localhost 3000. So we're on the landing page. So still loading. We're having a bit of slow network today as well, but I think it's just a little bit better than yesterday. So go to dashboard. And we go to workflow. And just to recap on where we stopped yesterday is now we have this add button that has the node, right? And we have the ID of the node that is generated, which is good. And so what I said is I'm going to make this movable so we can move it to whatever position we want to, right? And then we'll be able to visualize the arrangement. So let's go to the workflow editor, and here we have the node draggable that is false, so we can comment that out. Yeah, the node is still not draggable. Why is that? Let me change this to true. I was thinking this should have effect immediately. Let me just comment out this two. These three. Yeah, and the reason why this is not draggable, right, is because if you're trying to drag it, it's meant to there should be there's you have the on node drag, right? We have on node drag, so is what we were having before, like where we're having a node change, which is coming from the use node state. So for that reason, we're just gonna leave it as it is for now, right? And then we're going to try to start implementing Zustan with React context. So let's see if there's any Zustan context. I'm sure that is possible. Okay, let's create context. Okay, let's create store, which can pass into the provider, right? But we still need to, it's good that we can use the create context, have the provider and the use store, right? And then we'll be able to do the inside of the provider. Where is the provider? Inside of the provider here, right? Maybe not. I don't think that's what I'm trying to get at. I think I'm trying to get to using React context or something like that. I don't know. But okay. Insert it. Okay. Okay, these are the okay. That's use the state. This crystal. This. Okay. Okay. Down the children. Passing the natal here, or we can pass in like the workflow, right? And so your store would be something like this. Okay. Okay, then if we are doing like use store, then it can be something like where we have the use node, or like, yeah, use node state, use edge state, and then we can sort of have them set up in the provider, right? Using the React context, like you can sort of have that the provider, and then we have the use state, the use stuff in there, and then let's see if ChatGPT can help with any of this. Well, I don't want us to get deeper into that. We can just do that later, right? Let's just focus on what we want to do today, which is getting the events to the nodes that we already have, and we're trying to get those things to the front end one way. Okay, so this is what we can just leave this for now. So let's go back here. So what I want to do is that we want to show the apps in here, right? We want to show the events in here as well. So that's our plan, right? So if we go to the lib workflow nodes, Google, Gmail, let's start with this, right? We have the description, then we have something called events, right? Events is an array of objects, is an array of objects. So we have description, designer description, then we have event, which is another event. I have the display name, the name, the type, the description. So we have the display name. Let's say send email. Is display name is send email, right? We have the type, which is an action, and we have the description, which is send an email using Gmail, right? Description. So that's what we have, right? So this is complaining. String is not assignable to type, action, or trigger. Let's come here and let's export. I think there's enum, right? So you have event type, and you have trigger, you have action, and we can assign that here. the action. So that's solved our problem there. So we have sent email. Then we have, so some of this we can actually get from Zapier, Gmail, yeah. And you can see we go to actions, you can have create draft, send email, reply to email. So we can have the reply to email. So we can basically use exactly what they use here. You see they're having what is required. So what I think what they actually did in their own is them having like properties right in here, and that properties they have like what they're expecting to each of these to have. Maybe that was how they did it, but we're exploring another option. So we have the reply email, reply to email. Okay, so just say reply email, send a reply, and email, create, and send an email. Yeah, I mean they're using Gmail already, so we have create draft. So let's just have 3, and our goal is just basically to have like 2, but let's leave 3 for this create draft. So create draft, create but to not send in. Okay, so that's what we have for Gmail, right? We're still later going to be defining like the execution. The execution is going to be what the functions, like we're going to be using all of these names in here. So we're going to be using all of that there. So yeah. Now let's go to, let's do sheets as well. So let's appear the Gmail. So there's the sheets. This sheets. No. Sheets. No. It's Google Sheets. So yeah, Google that Sheets. Okay. So looking for the actions. There are triggers as well, but we're not going to be dealing with trigger for now. So we'll create a spreadsheet. So we have the events and create spreadsheet. create a blank spreadsheet. Sheet to copy, which is optional, and okay. Then create a worksheet. Let's just have two. As a create worksheet, create worksheet, create a blank new worksheet. Two. Create a blank worksheet. Okay. So this next one is webbook. So webbook. Right. So we're dealing with trigger for webbook, which is catch book. Right. There has to be at least one trigger, right? So we can start to get display name, catch webbook, the type. Trigger. Wait for a new get, post, put. Okay, this is in okay. I spelled it wrong. So these are like instant. One thing I notice is if we go back to like and we're having like trigger, that's like searching the app. Stripe, but they're not pulling. It's a trigger that just comes straight in. So we can use Stripe as well. So let's do Stripe as well. looking for something that we could start with. Just put one icon, just one icon. This Stripe. Spelling is Stripe. Yeah, Stripe. That's API. And for Stripe, we have new subscription. New subscription is a trigger, and triggers when a customer subscribes, sign up for a new plan. So we have some events now that we can try to get to the front end. So what is left for us is to get all of these guys right to the front end. So there's a way for us to do that. There's one thing that I used to do with some of this stuff, like I think it's probably in PHP, where you're able to like call something instead of it. So let's use ChatGPT. Okay. So static. Not creating an instant. That's exactly what I'm trying to implement. So it's not just read-only, it's static, but that is not available here. So yeah, so we can reset it. So we can have read-only, but in here we have to let it know that's a static. Okay. Okay. when I do that, when I have static, the moment I have static, okay, let me do this. Let me give it the type that I have. This is the interface. This is the class. Yeah, it does. Like we literally have description right here, but probably because it's, I don't know. It's because it's read only? No. You can't do static here, so you can do read only, but here where did it static? If I remove static, I'm having running nose. Okay. What if we do this way? In the inner type, we don't have description, right? But in each classes, we have the static description, and we do the inode description there. What do you think? I think that should go. That should work. So the same thing for the sheet, Gmail. What's the problem again with sheet? Now we're getting different error here. What's the problem? We have the static. That's what amuse me. Like, the interface now doesn't have the description, and you're having no error. No, this approach is out of it. I can't do this. This is why are we having this problem? Like, if I come to the interface and I comment this out, why is shit? I comment this out. But that's literally the same thing that Gmail has. Literally the same. Like, there's basically like no special difference, you know? Like, I don't understand. Okay, see Gmail, paste it. Then what's the frame? We have, oh, it's that. Okay, so now this is static. You don't use anything you can have here. Okay, let's use it like this. If I remove this like this, and so it doesn't give me what I want. Okay, but now we have this index, and I think inside of this index, this is where we can have like the nodes. So there's the nodes, which is inode types, is an array. Is an array? No, it should be an object. So it's a record of what can I do? Let's see. Let's define a function. Let's define a function get nodes. Async function get nodes. Right. And in there. Okay, let's use that. It's not gonna work well for us. That's not gonna work well. How about this? We did the record we wanted to do. Like record of string any. right? And then we have sheet, and then we do sheet description. We do Gmail, and we do Gmail the description. We do web hook. I mean, I don't like this way, but this is what I could just think of my head for now. Then we have stripe. We have stripe. The description. Right, so these are the nodes. So we can export this. Not any. I node type. No, I node description actually. So we can export this. And this is going to help us get this to the front end easier, right? I could have just done a function, but I think this is just going to allow us to sort of access this anyway, right? So we can, but one cool thing that is it with this, we can filter, right? Which is like by getting the value and see if there's a event we trigger or not. So I'm just gonna go to the let's use it label nodes. It's gonna be nodes. Label nodes. Is it nodes? Okay. And I can do filter node by type. Type. So we can have type. Type is event trigger. Event type. Done. It's just event type, yeah. So we do get available nodes. The so we get the available nodes. Then let's make use of the power of ChatGPT. Of this. Sheet to be this. Yeah, sheet. And we have stripe. And a function. Wait. I'm just thinking, I was just thinking, maybe instead of having the available nodes like that, we could probably have it like this. We could have an array instead. So we're gonna have an inode description array, right? Then this is going to turn to an array of those inode descriptions, right? And we can easily filter them. What do you think? We can easily filter them. Here we have inode description array. Here we can do filter node, and we can do node.event filter event, even the type equal type timeline. So it's gonna return this. Array, right? So now if we go back to the hub here, so we need to show the nodes. So we have the node elements. It's not that, we have the on click. We want to show the node settings, right? And in the node settings, so we have the node settings here, right? And now come here and do selected node, which is going to be null by default. Node, which can be null, or it's going to be what can it be? It's going to be a node. It's going to be null, or it can be, we need the ID selected, we need the ID, most importantly we need the type that was selected, just so it's easier for us. I could probably save the data as well. Maybe because if we go to the node element, right, that's where we're setting it, right, and we have this props, which is containing the node, the ID, the type, the all those information. So node, they have the node. here. Right. Oh, it's the node. Alright. And we have set selected node to be node. It's just gonna be set selected node to be node. Almost done. And you can do this here and say node. It's gonna be node, right? And it's just gonna be void. So we're in the workflow editor here. We're doing this. So we're doing that. What we need is we need the selected node to be state. That's selected node. So we can do selected node. So this is just gonna be gone. So we have this. Oh, we could really even do, I think we could do like a selected node. Then we want to show this. So instead of having this class, what do you think? And you can see, so clicking on this doesn't do anything again, right? Because basically doesn't do anything actually. So okay. If you're watching this, kindly subscribe, right? So you can get the update whenever the new series comes in. We're still going to be dealing with the use node state. We're probably going to be handling that by ourselves, right? By listening to the unchange and then making the changes as necessary, right? So that our nodes, like we can sort of get the height, the movement, the dragging, and probably deal with that. And that is just going to help us make use of the state, like the zoo standard we're using very well, right? And we're just going to rely on that instead of having to like use the node state or something, or we might have to go with React hook or React Redux, or maybe something else, something to get the job done, right? So okay, and now we have to go into the node element, right? And instead of using the node state, we use workflow, and what we're doing is selected node. Sorry guys. So we do have set selected node, set selected node, and instead of having that, we're gonna have the props. We're gonna pass the props in there, and here you're gonna see it's node prop. It's coming from React Flow. Yeah, I think that's gonna work better. It's gonna work better for us. So clicking on this, we're having an error. Set node, so it's not a function. Wait, I haven't said that. I thought we saved that. Okay. Yeah, now you see we have this. And in here, in the node settings, we'll be able to make use of the selected node. So what we're gonna do is set selected. So we're gonna have set selected node and selected node, and we're gonna do use workflow. And we have the selected node to be state that selected node and set selected node to be state dot set selected node. And it's gonna be now, and going to the node settings, can save that, and now can have we need to turn to label and value. That is the only way for us to pass it through in here, right? Okay, 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 okay. So we can go into the workflow and filter node by type. Or we can say get app options, right? Then we can have get app event options, right? And what we pass in here is going to be app, which is not just going to be a string, and it's going to return option. Label and value key option. The same thing for this as well. Option array. So we get up and then to this, filter this, then map this to app, right? Which is going to return the label. So the app dot display name and value to the app dot name. This. So what's the problem?